remember when the herring boats come o'er the water fair, far and wide. Down through the tune the curer's bell rang, calling the garters fair the fireside. Harvest, O herring, keep calling me. Harvest, O herring, from out the sea. Sailing boats come and sailing boats go, loaded with silver herring, oh. My memories run long and oh so dear. Ilka place name was music to hear, from Stornoway Island, Barra and Wick, all of Olden, Shetland, Malek. Harvest, O herring, keep calling me. Harvest, O herring, from out the sea. Sailing boats come and sailing boats go, loaded with silver herring, oh. My father a coop of Broch Skippers, my mother even had a carrying the creel. I went to...
That boat that you're looking at is originally would have been at the big belt for the herring fishing. And same with that, within a year or so, it turned over to the whitefish. Seen that mainly. For a good few years, he would have gone to the seen net until they started coming in with the trawl. And the trawl kind of did away with the seen net. No, the most of the boats, the whole fleet nearly got out the harbour, especially the onshore and boats that's working prawns and bigger boats is all at the prawns and the whitefish now. Now, up till a few years ago, they just working single boating, boats towing themselves. But no, that's doing away, and the boats with the bigger horsepower is going away, and they're paired up together and get to the pair trawl. Two boats towing the one net, which is a far better fishing for the men, for the gear, and for the boats as well. Because working the trawl, single button, you have to tow nearly full speed. 1400 revs if you've got it. But at the pair trawl, both boats just tows between 700 and 800 revs, about half speed. So it's a viable fish, and the pair trawl up till now, till some other thing comes in.
We started in a herring boat. My father used to hit drifters, steam drifters, and then we got a 75-foot MFV, which we called the Wiseman's. Changed that when the last years, the Wiseman's, we still were getting to the East Anglian herring fishing because that was dwindling out. And the time the East Anglian fishing, we started against Cena and in this big boat. But then we got a 55-feet new boat built and sailed the Wiseman's, and started Cena and herring. Well, herring for a few weeks in summertime and Cena the rest of the time, which gave us more of a home life, Cena and the lads were getting a weekly wage, which pleased them greatly at the Cena. Well, we carried on we had for the rest of my life. Seen it, and sometimes we get pair trawling, different boats. Sometimes we get sprat fishing and herring fishing for a few weeks, but it was mostly seen it and trawling for whitefish and prawns for the rest of my fishing days till I had to stop through health reasons. After that, my son-in-law took over the boat, and eventually she was sold and they got another in, but a bigger section again now. And that's the reason for getting a bigger section again now. The inshore fishing is practically finished, and now they're taking away anything up to 100, 200 miles before they do much fishing. So that's just that as far as I can explain, I think. They seen that when we went to fight fishing, we had more of a home life we had because, well, the work we work at then was always finished, and if we got a full weekend for Sunday night till Friday, then we had Friday and Saturday to do on the gear and repairs with the, and then we had a weekend ashore. But of course that's getting washed out now. We're going to walk far into sea, they're going to persecute for the time till they get enough fish to land. It's a different mode of fishing now since it's about 4 years since I come ashore, and the fishing's just practically swung round altogether now with different regulations with the government's taking into. We are free and easy, so we didn't get the prices for the fish that we're getting now. I suppose it maybe as much value as the value of money has changed. And we had a more of a free and easy way to work the fishing like. Well, it's for this. You've been paid with thanks, haven't you?
I would think
It was entirely different if it was a war, and they had, I would say, the boats that we had was more efficient, and the crew was a good crew, and there was a lot of herring to catch, especially first year after the war. The 1939 was another poor year. There was just an awful little herring. And the Shetlandmen, I was near herring at Shetland at all in 1939. But after the war, it was 6 year war, there very, very little fishing in the North Sea. The North Sea full of fish, all kind. Especially herring. The first year was 30 or 40 mile, and there was so much herring that you was only fishing maybe 3 nights a week. You're supplying the markets, and still a fair amount got for fish meal. So it was a big, big difference, and the earnings was entirely different. Before the war, Hobby was poverty level, but it was entirely different. And after the war, and they carried on like that for a long time, plenty of and as I said, we were a good crew, as we had the grateful never no chefs a crew. It was a pleasure. It was really a pleasure to eat the herring fishing. In fact, there's very little was left now, but when we come together, it's the draft net. Draft net is a great system. Some of them said it was all hard work, but there's nothing better for you than hard work, I think. And it was really a good method of fishing. The grateful 62 feet. It come told that we wanted to fish a longer period, so we got a big, big at that time. She was about looking at the boats she had there now. She was never a big, 75 feet. The graduate for 60 feet plus 75 feet. You could fish anywhere in the North Sea, and we got a gratitude. Now I was just looking at the calendar day and the newspaper, the 20th April. Now that was the time that we usually started the herring fishing with boxes, and that was a great. I like that fishing as well as anything. Very, very seldom. There's only once all the time that we was boxing, You was going up to 220 mile, I think was the farthest we could do. It was different times, it was that distance. And it was only once, with bad weather, if we come ashore, without getting a pay. Plenty of herring all the way. Fuck, Shetland. Of course, it worked with season, there's different bets in the North Sea. And it started in April. As I say, I was out and well, I've been 220 miles east of half south. That's with the early times. But the most of it was with the potch. And the bark age, it just got doing, we got a lot of herring, was just got doing on the salt water. And that's with only a compass no log at that time. But we learned that it's Stavanger was putting out a signal, which we called the peps. And we could pick what position, they bother with that. Well, in this area, you only got the Stavanger, but we are a line of Sundance, you could pick up your, and different times we got a big shot, 17 peps, 17 peps with northeastern beast. Then doing onto off the shoal into this deep water between the Viking and the Potch and the reef between that and Norway.